Ukraine hit Russian Kursk region with Himars, but Russian authorities are complaining about civilian victims. 6 people, including 1 child, were killed on Friday in a Ukrainian missile attack on the town of Rilsk in Russia's Kursk region. The acting governor, Alexander Kinstein, said 10 wounded people, including a 13-year-old, were taken to hospital with minor injuries, Kinstein wrote on Telegram. What happened today is a huge tragedy for all of us, he said. We grieve together with the families of the victims. No one will be left without support. 2 FPV videos from Rilsk in Kursk Oblast confirmed that the target of a Himars strike was the aviation college, which also served as a base for the Russian military. Russian media reports framed the Ukrainian strike on Rilsk as retaliation that affected primarily civilians and failed to identify the military targets of the attack. Those responsible would receive well-deserved retribution, he said. Russia's permanent representative to the United Nations, Vasily Nebenzia, later told a session of the Security Council that Moscow would be quick to respond to the unambiguous move by the Kyiv regime. As you can well understand, our response to this targeted crime against peaceful Russian citizens will not be long in coming, he told the session. Ukrainian authorities have not commented on the incident. Kinstein said Ukraine had fired U.S.-supplied Himars rockets, damaging several buildings including a school, recreation center, and private residences in Rilsk, some 16 miles, 26 kilometers, from the border with Ukraine's Sumy region. An unconfirmed earlier report by the MASH Telegram channel, which is close to Russian law enforcement, put the death toll at 7. The channel published unverified video showing damaged buildings and cars on fire in a city street. According to Ukrainian OSINT channels, Himars struck barracks and dormitories housing Russian officers in the Kursk region today. Official confirmation has not yet been provided. But as usual, Russians are lying again. They complain the fire rages into the night in Rilsk following Ukrainian Himars strikes at a teacher college because ammunition continues to detonate.
Here, look. This is what happened. There's a person lying there. There's a 200th lying there. Here's what those bastards did.
Now we have 2 versions of events regarding the Ukrainian attack on Russian Kazan, 1,000 kilometers from Ukrainian border. Drones, under the influence of Russian electronic warfare, crashed into an elite residential complex in Kazan, according to Russian media. But on the other hand, something very important must have been on the 15th floor of this building 1,000 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. 2 precise drone strikes, same spot. Despite the damage, no casualties were reported. Kazan's airport temporarily halted operations, and all mass gatherings were canceled over the weekend. This incident marks one of Ukraine's deepest strikes into Russian territory, highlighting the escalating reach of Ukrainian drone capabilities. Kazan is located over 600 miles from the front lines. And this is a next-level trolling, "How do you like Kyiv in 3 days?" writing on the wreckage of a Ukrainian drone in Kazan. The 109th Separate Mountain Assault Battalion, Edelweiss, actively uses the Dragon drone. It pours a thermite mixture on a Russian trench. The use of this drone increases the effectiveness of combat operations, reduces risks for personnel, and has a significant psychological impact on the enemy. A thermite drone is a drone equipped with a payload of thermite, a highly exothermic chemical mixture that burns at extremely high temperatures, up to 4,500 degrees Fahrenheit. The combat readiness of the Russian army is currently the highest in the world, Putin said. Who the hell is this?
Hip, we push the rifle forward with the elbow and shoot. Got it, contact! Well, that's the 7th category. You need to bring it to your shoulder there. The stock to the shoulder then. The stock to the shoulder, yes, don't forget. Stand a little like this. Not above the shoulder. That's it. Stop. Once again, arms crossed. Return to the starting position. Contact. come on, raise the category. Where the hell is the shot? Damn it, you're doing great.
Ukrainian forces reportedly conducted their first attack solely using unmanned ground vehicles and first-person view drones, highlighting Ukraine's ongoing efforts to leverage technological innovation into ground operations. The spokesperson of a Ukrainian brigade operating in the Kharkiv direction reported on December 20th that Ukrainian forces conducted their first ground attack exclusively using robotic systems instead of infantry on an unspecified date near Lipsy, north of Kharkiv city, and successfully destroyed unspecified Russian positions during the attack. The spokesperson stated that Ukrainian forces conducted the attack with dozens of UGVs equipped with machine guns and also used the UGVs to lay and clear mines in unspecified positions in the area. Ukrainian officials have repeatedly highlighted Ukraine's efforts to utilize technological innovations and asymmetric strike capabilities to offset Ukraine's manpower limitations, in contrast with Russia's willingness to accept unsustainable casualty rates for marginal territorial gains. Ukraine also continues to innovate aerial drone production. The Ukrainian General Staff reported that Ukrainian officials completed tests of a drone attached to fiber optic cables that will be more resistant to electronic warfare interference. Russian forces have recently fielded such drones in Kursk Oblast and Ukraine. A Ukrainian drone company reported that it recently assembled a prototype of the first FPV drone made exclusively from components manufactured in Ukraine. The world's boxing heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk came to the weigh-in with the Free Azovstal Defenders flag to remind the world of the Azovstal defenders in Russian captivity. Russian propagandists say that Putin wasn't joking at all about a high-tech duel with the West, suggesting that it's not necessarily to take place in Kiev, as there are options like New York, London, and Paris. Warmonger Simonian muses that, in a perfect world, judgment comes first, then negotiations. War criminal Solovyev proceeds to add that Oreshnik comes first.
NBC publication regarding the duel. I specifically looked at what they write. The NBC correspondent asked if Putin was joking. Did it seem to you that he joked?
No.
And it seemed to me that he joked. Moreover, he himself told us that he has started to joke much less.
If they don't
I think this wasn't the case where he was joking at all. The duel is our wonderful, perhaps not so wonderful, but nonetheless a historically inherent noble officer tradition.
Move forward.
Why not? I think he was not joking at all. They need to backtrack somehow. Naturally, they will backtrack. As we have already established, they are crafting a narrative, using language not from a poster, suggesting that he joked, but we will not take it seriously. But that's not the case.
But if they're shy about choosing a target, let's
yes. About the negotiations.
Who wasn't this? London,
They also
Paris?
endlessly write negotiations, as if these negotiations...
we need them.
Yes, we need them. As if we have already agreed to them. As if we have stated somewhere that we are negotiating. Or that we have some conditions or something. In my opinion, negotiations first, and then negotiations.
I do not like this approach.
Isn't it true? Well, that's what I'm saying.
They have not answered us about General Kirillov at all.
In a perfect world, it's negotiations first, then negotiations. Well, in a slightly less perfect world, it's still negotiations first, but then negotiations anyway.
Still the same at first.
Yes, Oreshnik would be nice. Very interesting what they will write about this duel tomorrow.
We still need to get through this night.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.